But what we're seeing right now is evil come out of the closet. And it's really good at getting us to choose fake sides. It's really good at making everything look like it's male against female or vice versa, or black against white or vice versa. And then when they set up these political collisions, it's real what's happening. It's manipulated. But nevertheless, you know, tens of millions of immigrants, unskilled, coming from China and Latin America and places, is creating a Tower of Babel where we're all infighting with the Democrats and Republicans in there playing both sides off against each other for balkanization. So even though I want to stop the third world from being dumbed down, poisoned, at the same time, I have to then defend myself because the globalists are using the third world as a weapon. They play all the different points off against each other because they're tax exempt and have diplomatic immunity and are basically above the law. Except when the power structure burns one of its own occasionally. They have a rigged casino. And more we have to psychologically, spiritually, mentally come out of the Babylon system. We're in the world, not of it. And that doesn't mean that you don't see a movie or you don't listen to whatever. I'm not a Pharisee. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not one of these churchgoers, you know, that if they hear a cuss word, you know, call the police, but aren't doing anything to fight tyranny. And I'm not judging them either. But, you know, God uses all different types of people. And I'll say it, I'm an aggressive alpha male, you know, classic, somewhat piratical in my youth. And, you know, the real deal. Vicious, aggressive, smart, mean, sexual creature. Because that's part of the human nature. But my good nature, my high nature, is just as extreme or more so as my bad side. And everything is about an artificial construct. Everything is about putting you into a soft, fake world so you never have to face real crisis. So you never have to face real danger. So you never have to learn to succeed and count on yourself and others around you. It's about atomizing us into desperate individuals who have no friends or family, who collectively join with the state and are absorbed. This is a cult. A globalist power cult that even if the devil is not a real entity, we have a physical group consciousness manifestation of it. So it's real, as I've said 1,000 times, any way you look at it, any way you dissect it, from any angle. That's why they tell you, oh, there's no free will. Oh, you're just a bunch of electrons. Oh, you're just a, you know, a clock that's wound up and starts. Oh, you don't, because they all know you have free will. They want you to give up your free will and decide there's no point. That's the spirit of the world, is just an apathy and just, I'm not worried about dying. I'll just party all I want. I'll just commit suicide when the time comes. You know, that's in the culture. Or I don't care about my kids, or I don't care about what's happening. You know, India has some of the highest IQ people in the world, but for thousands of years, the social structure engineers came in and taught people dogmas of row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And I've been told that repeatedly by wealthy, prominent Indians. And they'll defend the caste system to you. They will tell you the people don't want to be free. They will sit there and go, and I said, well, why can't India be free? Why can't India, if they're so smart, there's 1 billion plus of them, ever, you know, develop itself properly? And he says, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life's but a dream. Just don't care. So smart, you learn to just turn it off and not care. So smart, you just turn it off and decide not to transcend the squalor and the corruption and the tyranny. You just decide to accept it and tune your brain with ancient, basically, mind control to not care. That is delusion, and that is a spell that is on India. What we called spells thousands of years ago is nothing but a program, a template, a spirit, because we broadcast in the sixth sense. It's been proven that there is a broadcast from our huge electrochemical, you know, billions of cells. Billions and billions of cells in our brain. They're all electrochemical. They're broadcasting. It's been proven. That's why you feel someone looking at you. It's why that's out there. Charlatans then come and claim they have more of it or can control it, and then that's where the con artistry begins. But everybody knows there's a sixth sense. Science knows it. And they want to block that out. Or they want to get enough people being delusional and enough people buying into something to where it becomes a great mass delusion. Police and governments have always studied mob psychology. Why do people who are even super smart go into any mode you can imagine under mob psychology? Nighttime rallies with fire. You know, Hitler did that, or mass chanting. It's just ancient mind control technology, folks. And then once you get, see, but the added secret they won't tell you is they're trying to get enough people broadcasting, like a pep rally at the school. A pep rally isn't about football. It's about loving the school, it being your cult, it being your culture, it being your tribe, it being your God, not your ancestors, not Christ, not where you came from, not your liberty, not your freedom, not meeting around the fire with the elders, not transmitting knowledge by verbal, generational experience and activating genetic memories. No, you go and yell and scream and face paint, and everyone feels good and goes, ah! with simulated war to turn the young men into egomaniacs, to make sure that they never learn to be in war and business or life or culture or to be successful and real leaders like they would have learned around a campfire. No, they learn how to strut around and run with a ball to make sure that's what men do. They run around with a ball. And other men watch that because that's what men do. You see the programming? Now you think football's okay to watch? Men that would have been something are now never even alive, never even conscious, never even lived. They're stunted. They're arrested. They're gone. They're acting like 5-year-olds when they imagine they're superheroes. I've gone and seen Marvel movies. Most of them are dumb on purpose. They're getting so stupid, it's insane for international audiences. They're dumbing the culture down, and I see grown men. I see military people. I have sat there and watched decorated combat troops salivate during things like the Avengers. That is the most mindless crap the planet ever produced. And act like I acted when I was 5 years old. Meanwhile, there's a real war going on against humanity. It's declared. It's open. It's brazen. And of course, only generals and foreign leaders listen to the show. I mean, that's really where our audience is with the intelligentsia, because they can't turn on the TV or radio and hear anything like this, that they live, that they know. And that's the big secret of this show, folks. The powerful listen. Because let me tell you something, folks. I know what's going on. I know what goes on in their halls. I know what their fears are. I know what their plan is. And that's what this comes down to. All of you that serve the system, fools. Stop being idiots. Stop lying to yourself and telling yourself that this is all not true or that none of this is happening. It's all being admitted. You are under attack. You're not part of the ruling system. The truth is, even the top globalists are in fear. And at that level, just basically join with this planet-killing spirit. They're undead spiritually. They're turned over. No one escapes it. No one joins with it and comes out on top. You lose. You join with this, you lose. You go along with this, you lose. And it's so good to not care if my hair's falling out, to not care if I got a zit on my face, to not care what people think about me. It's so empowering to be above the mind control. But it's also painful to see people caught in it. And still, I'll wear nice clothes. I'll wear a watch. If those trappings get mainstream people to watch and make it look more establishment and you know, have a nice background for you to present the info, a nice package, what matters is what's inside. I'm going to your calls. I'm going to shut up. I've been really bad today. Brain Force is here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on this the last few months. You probably noticed I've been more crazed, more focused, less brain fog, more energy, more special reports, and it's because of Brain Force.
One of the worst things with most energy products is it's not sustainable, right? You're gonna crash and gonna feel really bad afterwards. This has a bunch of different antioxidants and compounds and polyphenols.
Everybody's on these drugs to knock their brain out because the brain's so fried.
We kept changing this formula over and over and over again until it became sort of a grand puzzle. For example, the L-theanine inside of it, that is activated by the different compounds in the yerba mate that we put inside of it as well. This just increases the compounds you already have.
This is what you're actually designed to run on.
Exactly.
It's kind of like a car will run on one form of junkie gas, but it runs really good on what it's designed for. You will find Brain Force, Survival Shield X2, and other game-changing products at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.